fanfare and processional. That's what I mean. So we start with the fanfare. Make sure you're on the right side of the page, not the processional. Are you ready?
ton bras se porti l'épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
It is my pleasure to introduce a special and important addition to convocation ceremonies that reminds us all of the ancestral lands of the first peoples of Canada. This song is called a victory song that will start us off in a good way at every one of our convocation ceremonies. Over the past 100 years, there have been many victory songs that have passed down through generations. These songs have a special power to them, and therefore carry such great meaning as this song correlates with the treaties signed with the Crown and the First Peoples of Canada. The treaties were agreements signed as a foundation for ongoing relationships in understanding one another so that we live together in a respectful relationship as we move forward together to advance reconciliation. We present this song to uplift the spirit and to encourage all of us to come together, sing, and dance in victory for the graduates' accomplishments. It is my pleasure today to introduce the victory song, and I extend gratitude to our traditional singers and cultural ambassador, Lyle Tutusi, Monty Sunchild, Al Crawford, Adrian LaChance, Colin Rain, and Jade Tutusis, who have pre-recorded this victory song for the University of Alberta convocation ceremonies. If you are able, please remain standing.
Yeah!
Whatsoever things are true, a promise made here at the University of Alberta over 100 years ago. Today we are gathered to celebrate this commitment to ourselves and to our community. We celebrate with all those who live here today with their degrees. May you continue to seek truth. May you continue to serve our global home. May you continue to grow in wisdom and understanding. And may you continue to uphold the university's values of integrity, freedom, and equality and dignity for all persons, to create a community filled with promise for the future and goodwill towards all. Please be seated. My name is Nizar Jafar Somji, and I have the privilege of serving as the Chancellor of the University of Alberta and conferring all of your degrees today. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge that the University of Alberta is located on Treaty 6 territory and the homelands of the Métis. In stating this, we must recognize our responsibility to work in relationship alongside First Nations and the Métis people and their communities on our way forward and in good relations in uplifting the whole people for the next 7 generations and the university for tomorrow. So I'm sure you're all very excited, tense, scared, and anxious, and all of that at the same time. Well, so am I, because this is my first convocation as well, so we are in the same boat. On behalf of the university community, I'm delighted to welcome you to this convocation. It's an exciting day for all of us. Today, as I said, marks my first convocation as I was installed in June. Graduates were very pleased to have so many of your friends and family members join us in celebrating your accomplishments. As you participate in today's ceremony, you're walking in the footsteps of many generations of scholars. And each of the traditions you see on stage and throughout the ceremony today have special meaning and significance. Today's formal opening procession to the stage, led by our Chief Marshal and the University Mace, originates in the procession of the Guild of Teachers. Such guilds in the past centuries were dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge, as our university is today. The many different academic gowns, hoods, and caps here on stage today reflect centuries of university tradition. As Chancellor, I wear our University of Alberta colors of green and gold. The different colors of your faculty hoods signify to everyone here and to our society the degree that you have earned. Your caps, or Oxford-style mortarboards, may be considered a symbol of the scholar's independence and freedom. These symbols and traditions remind us of our connections to the past, but seeing your faces today and conferring your degrees is all about the future, about your future, and the future you will create for our communities and the world. With this degree, you will carry the ambitions, responsibilities, and commitments to build and transform the lives of your family, your community, and the global village we live in today. We will hear from the Chair of our Board of Governors, the Honorable Salma Lakhani, Lieutenant Governor of Alberta, and our University President. We will also hear from Ms. Jane Reimer, who has accepted our invitation to receive an honorary doctorate of laws, our university's highest honor. An honorary degree recognizes inspiring role models and leaders, celebrating extraordinary achievements or remarkable service to our society. And I'm so proud to be able to celebrate your honorary degree today. Following the presentation of the honorary degree, we'll begin the recognition of your degrees. One of our deans will present you on behalf of the faculties, and our president will guide you through our pledge to pursue the encouragement of learning and public good. It will then be my great honor to invite you on stage and admit you to your degrees and confer upon you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities that come with being a university graduate. Each of you will cross the stage as your name is called. For everyone here, that will be the most important part of your ceremony. Your degree will be conferred as I congratulate you and meet each other on stage. So please make sure you stop by and say hello. That moment will bind you and the University of Alberta together for all time. President and Vice Chancellor Bill Flanagan, the Board of Governors Chair Kate Chisholm, join me here in recognizing your accomplishments today. We are also joined by Elder Betty Latend, who is here today to extend a special recognition to Indigenous members of our learning community. Distinguished guests on the convocation stage also include a number of community leaders and members of our academy. I'm very pleased that deans and professors from our faculties of graduate and postdoctoral studies, law, arts, education, business, Faculté St. John, Centered College de Alberta, Native Studies, and Augustana are here to congratulate each graduate as you cross the stage. We are all here to welcome you to our University of Alberta alumni family. I do hope you enjoy your day. I would now like to start by inviting greetings from the Board of Governors and ask Chair Kate Chisholm to come forward.
Eminent Chancellor Somji, Lieutenant Governor Selma Lakhani, President Flanagan, distinguished guests, graduands, families, and friends. I am very pleased to participate in this special day on behalf of the Board of Governors to bring the Board's greetings and heartiest congratulations. Today is a day of celebration when the entire university community, along with your families and friends, gathers to celebrate you, the graduating class of 2024. It's also a day to celebrate the university, which by virtue of this marvelous milestone has successfully provided you with the academic resources to support your engagement with issues and opportunities of 2024 and into the future. Collectively and cooperatively, you will be the generation that moves society forward in the arts, in the economy, in knowledge, discovery, and research. You've been changed over your years at the U of A. The knowledge you've gained here will enable you to thoughtfully address society's issues, to influence others, and to shape our collective future. According to Statistics Canada, less than a third of Canadians possess a university degree, and your wonderful achievement comes with responsibility. You're now the kind of citizen who will apply critical thought, share your knowledge, foster common understanding, and employ the skills you've gained here to better society in a competent, thoughtful, ethical, and engaged way today, tomorrow, and from now on. Our very heartfelt congratulations to you, your families, friends, and supporters. Be proud, savor your success, enjoy today, and we wish you the very best in your future.
Thank you, Kate. It is now my pleasure to invite President and Vice Chancellor Bill Flanagan to address the convocation.
Thank you, Chancellor. And a very warm welcome to our Lieutenant Governor, Selma Lakhani, and our honorary degree recipient, Jan Reimer, and all of our guests in the audience today, and above all, the students who we are celebrating today. Crossing the stage today is a tremendous achievement. It marks the culmination of your hard work, growth, and determination. You've navigated long nights and early mornings and many challenges, including a global pandemic. Your ability to adapt, your ability to find solutions, and your ability to support one another will forever be an important part of your university story. And your journey at one of the world's top universities has equipped you with the skills and knowledge to thrive as a global citizen in a rapidly changing world. Inquiry is at the heart of everything we do at the University of Alberta. We pose challenging questions and are deeply curious about the world around us. From the lab to the classroom, you have been encouraged to share in this curiosity, asking questions and building a better world for all. You have learned from and explored alongside some of the world's brightest minds, renowned researchers, professors, artists, and your fellow students. And curiosity fosters inspiration, innovation, and impact. And it isn't always easy to follow your curiosity. There may be many roadblocks along the way, but your tenacity will serve you well, just as it has for U of A researchers who have built a legacy of high-impact research, such as virologist Dr. Michael Houghton. His relentless curiosity resulted in the discovery of the virus that causes hepatitis C, a cure and a Nobel Prize in Medicine in 2020. And as you move forward, stay curious, seek new adventures, explore new paths, and challenge yourself to make a difference. And remember the strong connections that you've forged here. These bonds with peers, fellow students, and mentors can last a lifetime. Et je tiens également à ajouter que je suis très fier de la dimension francophone de notre université, qui, notamment grâce à la présence du campus Saint-Jean en son sein, assure une connexion avec des francophones albertaines, canadiennes et du monde entier. Notre francophonie ne cesse de se développer et représente un atout crucial pour l'avenir et le succès de notre université. And today, you are joining an alumni community of more than 300,000 U of A graduates, a community that drives transformation in as many ways as you can imagine. U of A alumni provide leadership in every sector and every corner of society. And each of you will craft your own story that embraces your potential. And like many U of A alumni before you, I know that you will lead with purpose and make meaningful contributions to your families, communities, and professions. We hope that you stay connected to the University of Alberta. We are enormously proud of you and curious to see the difference that you will make in the world. Congratulations and best wishes.
It is now my pleasure to welcome the Honorable Salma Lakhani, Lieutenant Governor of Alberta, to share her remarks.
Thank you, Chancellor Somji. As His Majesty the King's representative in Alberta and as a settler, I acknowledge all First Peoples who have called this place home for thousands of years and who welcomed us here to make our own lives. May we always dwell together on these lands with respect, understanding, and a sincere commitment to walking the journey of reconciliation, and now I say reconciliation. So good afternoon to all our distinguished guests today, faculty, friends, family members, and especially the graduates who have successfully completed their degree programs. Whatever field of study you have chosen, we are here today to celebrate you and your achievements as you graduate from this fine university. The University of Alberta has a special place in my heart. It was because of this fine post-secondary institution that my husband Zahir and I came to Canada. The U of A remains an important part of our lives today, and I am touched to play a role in its continued story through today's ceremony. It is almost 50 years ago since I earned my own degree from the University of Manchester in England, and to this day, I can still recall the sense of elation and pride I felt upon reaching the milestone of becoming a university graduate, and I'm sure all of our graduates are feeling that way today. This was particularly so in my case, because partway through my university education, my entire family and I were rendered refugees as a result of the expulsion of the whole South Asian community from Uganda. All of us in our lives are confronted by different challenges. And I can say that having a solid educational foundation is a vital ingredient to overcoming life's many unexpected hurdles and challenges. Certainly, my education has helped me in my life's journey in ways I could not have imagined. Remember that your education will follow you everywhere you go. Like all of you here today, while at university, I too was the beneficiary of formal teaching, seminars, assignments, but it wasn't just classwork and formal lectures that were important when I look back. It was also meeting fellow students from all over the world and our spirited discussions, disagreements, and a passion to make a difference that, looking back, I can say were equally important. Most of you I know have had similar experiences, and I sincerely hope that your learnings both inside and outside of classrooms will serve to shape you into the successful, contributing citizens each one of you has the ability to be. And when the time is right, I hope that you will, as successful, established citizens, reach out to the vulnerable members of our communities who live in our midst and help make a difference in their lives. Remember that in raising others up, we raise ourselves even higher. And talking about lifting up vulnerable community members around us, I am so delighted that we are today honoring a University of Alberta alumnus, Jan Reimer, former mayor of Edmonton, with an honorary degree. Ms. Reimer, who I'm proud to call a friend, is one person who has consistently made a meaningful and lasting difference in the lives of so many within our midst who have needed some support. Thank you, Jan, for your service to our community. As His Majesty the King's representative in Alberta, I'm really thrilled to warmly congratulate Ms. Jan Reimer and everyone who will shortly be crossing the stage to receive their degrees. You and every member of your family and friends who have supported you have great reason to be extremely proud and to celebrate your hard-earned and much-deserved achievements. I wish each of you much success in all that you do in the future, and always believe in yourselves and your abilities, and step into the next chapter of your journey as proud U of A graduates. Thank you.
Knowledge shall not be the concern of scholars alone. The uplifting of the whole people shall be its final goal.
They inspire us all with their brilliance, creative force, and fervent desire to make the world a better place.
I accept in the name of our poor people.
Dream your dreams. It is possible to have a new kind of world.
Those who receive an honorary degree from the University of Alberta set the highest standards of dedication and excellence for students and for society at large.
It is a good day to be you.
Remember who you are. Remember where you come from.
And while their backgrounds and fields of endeavor vary widely, all are exceptional.
Maybe it's best if I just speak from the heart.
I will remember you.
How lucky are you to be armed with one of the greatest educations in the world and to be living in this country at this very point in human history.
We face today a clash of ignorances.
You are who make the history. You are who create the future.
U of A honorary degree recipients embody the university's vision to inspire the human spirit through outstanding achievements in learning, discovery, and citizenship in a creative community.
Your generation will be called upon to balance what is now moving quickly to a tipping point.
I think we are now in the threshold of a new beginning.
It is a spirit that is building one of the world's great universities for the public good.
It is your attitude that will sustain you. It is not what happens to you, it is what you do with it.
Go out and not simply change the world, go out and save the world. That is what I would seek you to do.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Alberta, it is our privilege to introduce Jan Reimer for the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws, our institution's highest honor. An alumnus of the Faculty of Arts, Jan is a truly exceptional leader, advocate, and trailblazer. From her early days as a young mother, entering the political arena, to becoming Edmonton's first, and to date, only female mayor so far, Jan's unwavering dedication to public service and social justice has left a lasting mark on Alberta and beyond. Throughout her political career, she championed progressive environmental initiatives, built collaborative regional relationships, and advocated for the marginalized, often against significant opposition. Her efforts not only modernized Edmonton's waste management system, but also reimagined how this city could engage with its neighbors, setting a new tone for cooperation and inclusivity.
After leaving politics, Jan had a profound and transformative impact as the Executive Director of the Alberta Council of Women's Shelters, or ACWS. For over 2 decades, Jan has been a fearless voice for survivors of domestic violence, significantly expanding the reach and resources of shelters across the province. Under her leadership, ACWS grew from a modest organization into a powerful network advocating for women and children's safety, creating groundbreaking initiatives such as data-informed advocacy and culturally sensitive support for Indigenous communities. Her work on both national and global stages speaks to her visionary leadership and her determined commitment to social justice. In 2008, the ACWS hosted the first ever World Conference of Women's Shelters in Edmonton. More than 800 delegates from 60 countries attended. This conference provided the impetus for establishing both a Canadian and a global network of women's shelters. Jan is a founding member of both organizations. Though she humbly gives the credit to others, Jan has earned many awards and accolades, including an Alumni Award of Excellence and the Queen's Golden and Diamond Jubilee Medals. She was also recognized as an Edmontonian of the Century and is one of the YWCA Edmonton's Women of Distinction.
Today, we honor her courageous and compassionate leadership in the fight for social justice and an end to domestic violence. And we recognize her inspiring legacy of public service, advocacy, and collaboration. Eminent Chancellor, with great pride and respect, we present Jan Reimer.
Jan Reimer, in recognition of visionary leadership, active citizenship, and her enduring commitment to advancing the rights of women and children through long-term societal change, I desire to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws, and to express the hope that we shall continue to be enriched by your wise counsel for many years to come.
Good afternoon, and thank you all, and some very special friends both here behind me and in the audience. I'd like to thank the university, and a special heartfelt thanks to my nominators, one who actually came all the way here from Ottawa for this very incredibly special privilege. I have to say, though, when former Chancellor Peggy Garrity called about the honorary degree, I said, I need to think about this. So I thought I'd share with you why. Her call came on the heels of some very troubling images that I'd seen in the media about the police removing pro-Palestinian protesters at this university's request. And these images were not what I knew of the university that I had graduated from. And I've been pleased to learn that they're making moves now to bridge those chasms that have developed, and I salute all of you who are working towards that purpose. For while violence, vandalism, and hate cannot ever be tolerated, we have to see what's happening in the world around us. And it's at a time when we are seeing a willingness to look the other way when it comes to far-right threats of violence for book readings or documentaries on anti-racism that we saw in the UK last week, or the convoys shutting down borders or cities, or in fact the encampments that we saw this summer along the Alberta highways, distracting traffic and flying flags you don't want young children to read. Less tolerance for social justice advocacy does not bode well, particularly in the context of what we are seeing south of our border. My second reason why I paused and then accepted is my father. He had so wanted an honorary degree from this university. He served on the University of Alberta Senate. He was the first leader of the Alberta NDP, a founder of the Canadian Labour Congress, and a key player in the design of the Occupational Health and Safety Act, which to this day gives you the right to refuse to have work under unsafe conditions. For whatever reasons, he was not deemed politically acceptable enough, which gave me pause. Did I really want to be more politically acceptable than my father, as I admired him greatly? But I also know how much it would have meant for him to see me here. And finally, my amazing friends and colleagues at the Alberta Council of Women's Shelters, who never have enough hours in the day, but still found time to work on my nomination. And so, graduates, here I am, and listening to me is your last obstacle to walking across the stage and receiving your degree. But honors like this are never done alone, without support. For me, the support of my wonderful partner in life, my husband, my cherished family, and you hear those little calls of grandma, those are my grandchildren. It's such a wonderful thing to be a grandma, believe me. I guess some of you may have to wait. But and also my amazing colleagues at ACWS. But accepting honors also means acknowledging privilege. For me, the privilege of being born in Canada, a privilege shared by many settlers in this room, which has come at tremendous cost to the First Nations people of Turtle Island. Any honors given or received need to be aware of this and the importance of creating a just and caring future for all, which is what I wanted to speak with you today about. More than ever, we need decisions that look at creating a just and caring society for all, that recognize that what I have been taught by one Cree elder, Wakotawin, the interconnected nature of relationships of communities and natural systems is just so important. Every decision we take, every action impacts the world we live in. Many years ago, a speech that David Suzuki gave stayed with me. He spoke about how the air binds us all together, a matrix uniting all living things and embracing our natural world. So I invite you now to think about our relationship with the air, something I never really thought about, but how it connects us all, something each and every one of us needs from our very first breath to our very last. So take a deep breath in, feel that air inside of you, and then breathe it out. Imagine the journey that air has taken, both past and present, beyond you and the person sitting next to you, whether it's the smoke-filled air from summer wildfires or the air caressing a baby's soft cheek. The air that you have breathed in has touched ancient worlds and is breathed by creatures now extinct. It's been breathed in and out by individuals loved through history and those who have been reviled. It has been said that we learn more in crisis than in comfort, and there are many crises to choose from. Yesterday was the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and Girls. I was at the helm of the Alberta Council of Women's Shelters for 23 years. One of the first things that I had to do was comment on the death of a woman who had been killed due to domestic violence. 23 years later, one of the last things I had to do as executive director was comment on a woman killed by domestic violence. And there were so many in between. And it's important to recognize that this is amongst us, but also that until politicians and decision makers have the same passion and feel what those workers feel on the front line, we are not going to see change, and change we need. There are lots of other crises to choose from: protracted conflicts around the world, the rise of fascism, the opioid crisis. And there are words today that are used in our language that were never used when I went to university here. Words like heat domes, atmospheric rivers, apocalyptic flooding, and just this last week or so, I don't know if you've ever heard it before, but bomb cyclones were there in BC. So we are bearing witness and must learn from these crises. It can't be comfortable. We see sometimes how cruelly we treat one another, the racism, the misogyny, a heated and polluted planet, and the power of Silicon Valley, now more powerful and wealthier than democratically elected governments. These harsh realities, too, are all interconnected. We need your actions as graduates and your knowledge to help us journey outside our comfort zones to restore balance, dignity, and respect in our lives and for our planet, to foster the recognition of how we are all in relationship with one another. We need to see this in order to build movements for change. And while there are those who have power and privilege and want you to think it is hopeless, it is not. Rebecca Solnit points out hope is a gift and power you do not have to surrender or throw away. In times of uncertainty, you have the power to change the outcomes. So seize on hope and use your knowledge and experiences to better understand our interconnectedness, the power we have for change, and the relationships we have with all living things. You can vote. And mind you, there'll never be a perfect candidate that comes to your door. I was far from perfect. But you don't want to give your vote away. You do not want to give your vote to somebody else and not count yours in. I heard the other day that if all young women voted, they would determine the outcome of every election. So please advocate, resist, speak up. Indeed, you will never be heard unless you do. The future may be uncertain, but you are walking out of the doors of this university with the skills to read the world more deeply. So what you do or choose not to do will have a profound impact on the world around you. So as you walk across the stage today, know that how you choose to walk in the world matters, that you are our hope, and I have great hope for all of you. I celebrate you, and congratulations on your graduation. I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To commemorate this honorary degree, we now ask you to sign our university honor roll.
Right there, in this line here. Okay.
And now that makes it official. You are now a member of the University of Alberta class of 2024. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much for your candid and insightful comments. As you alluded in your remarks, universities face challenges of delicately balancing freedom of expression with the safety and security for our campus community. At the University of Alberta, we continue to address these issues through close collaboration with students, faculty, and staff. Together, we are committed to find positive ways to move forward in balancing the needs amongst our diverse university community. And thank you again for accepting the honor of being here. But today, it's all about you graduates now, and it's your turn. As the name of each graduate is called to cross the stage, I will formally admit you to your degrees, and we will have an opportunity to congratulate you. On your journey across the stage, you will also walk past the University of Alberta ceremonial mace. Centuries ago, the mace was a symbol of authority over life and death. Today, this mace represents the life-changing power of knowledge and the importance of our university and our graduates in the community. I look forward to seeing you on stage.
The candidates for degrees will please rise if you are able. You will be asked to provide a spoken response for the pledge with the President, which will appear on the screen shortly. Eminent Chancellor and President, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you these scholars and ask that they be pledged and admitted to the degrees to which they are entitled.
Now, to our graduates, when you reply to the pledge, I want you to raise the ceiling. Do you promise faithfully to observe and loyally to maintain the statutes, customs, privileges, and liberties of this, your university? Do you solemnly promise to conduct yourself in all things loyally and faithfully to the honor of your university, the encouragement of learning, and the good of your country? These things I pledge myself to do. Well done.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province and with the consent of this university, I admit you to the degrees to which you are entitled and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining to such degrees. I charge you to use them for the uplifting of the whole people, to inspire the human spirit, to serve your community for the public good, and to pursue more steadfastly whatsoever things that are true. Please be seated.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor James Muir and Professor Tracy Ravio, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Law and the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies for the degree of Master of Laws. Anisha Jain. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Robert Wood and Professor Tracy Ravio, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Arts and Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Abdullah Sinan Al-Zubaydi. Asra Fuzaman. Courtney Dale Sinji Chan. Chadwick Richard John Cowie. Yang Guo. Claudia or Claudia? Claudia Heinrich. Xu Chen Xu Ha Xu Chang. Filbert Mbesi Kato. Arshad Saeed Khan. Renee Erica Macbeth. Nicholas Gregor Toller. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Doctor of Music, Jody Beth Penner. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Arts, Brianne Isabel Bertram. Caitlin Sherry Budgell. Also receiving a certificate in applied social science research, Leila Aladin Al-Husseini. Nader Shahab. Samadrita Chaudhry. Rebecca Marie Collins. Lindsay May Smeds Dagg. Also receiving a Master of Library and Information Studies, Lucia Frisky. Jaskiran Kaur Gill. Jennifer Lynn Hackwell. Jamie Joy May Harley. Edwin Yvette Ka. Kieran Kitchener. Kendall Cron. Heather McCallum. Audrey Medwayash. Muhammad Abdullah Al-Muqtadir. John Andrew Ottens. Gabriel Eduardo Paredes Ortigas. Mitchell Daniel Pollock. Monica Pitanak. Emily Marie Schneider. Saeed Shadkam. Mariam Sufisiavash. Philip Edward Steinhauer Moseko. Mira Isabel Shudek. Elizabeth Irene Tadman Kickham. Natasha Tatia. Evan Wilbur Walker. Jordan Jishi Wang. Ningxing Wang. Matthew James Sebastian Yip. Victoria Ann Young. Madeline Ann Youngman. Wenxuan Zhao. Le Yi Zhou. Yitong Zhu. Alexandra Daria Zibanova. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Science, Cassandra Elizabeth Calkins. Daniel Benedict Dakanay. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Fine Arts, Ludmila Lima de Moraes. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Music, Hendrik Behrens. Xingying Chen. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Design, Michael Lionel Peel. Supriya Rao. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Robert Wood, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Arts. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with honors. Also receiving today a research certificate in arts, Shiel Joviel Ramal with first-class honors. Emily Ann Williams with first-class honors. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Cardlin Akchigos with distinction. Alishba Adil. Also receiving today a certificate in Applied Social Science Research, Madina Ahmed. Zahida Ali with distinction. Logan Kazmirez Odette with distinction. Nikolai Jansen Babiak. Danielle Jean Marie Bautista. Jake Ryan Bender. Aidan Matthew Boyst. Ashley Dawn Bomas. Also receiving a certificate in international learning, Tienge Cao. Mika Angela Kawili. Raguraj Chopra with distinction. Also receiving a certificate in sustainability, Adrian Jean Clark. Maria Magdalena Tsvetkowska. Yongling Da. Aneri Dave. Michael Francisco Delgado. Alicia Julia Di Berardino. Marvin Chukunenye Dike. Elena Rose Du with distinction. Oganoade Ekowenu, also receiving a certificate, who is also receiving a certificate in innovation and entrepreneurship. Rana El Gul, also receiving a certificate in applied social science research, Christopher Joseph Ezua. Ibrahim Azadin with distinction. Also receiving a certificate in international learning, Jamie Simreen Fallon. Also receiving a certificate in applied social science research, Tave Madison Ferenick. Aaliyah McKay Freeman. Jasper Lee Amanda Fulford. Kanwen He. Chongxie He. Xinyi He. Taylor Jane Holloway. Caitlin Michelle Isberg with distinction. Noah Jamaldin. Galila Tsuga Kasai. Also receiving a certificate in ethics, Shanti Kamal with distinction. Jamie Ann Kennedy. Also receiving a certificate in international learning, Paulina Vikchika Kim. Tatiana Irene Krupenko. Also receiving a certificate in peace and post-conflict studies, Polina Andreevna Kuznetsova with distinction. Jin Hao Lam. Also receiving a certificate in language documentation and revitalization, Elizabeth Antoinette Lanovaz. Garrett Lemke. Joyce Lumegi. Also receiving a second baccalaureate in education, Nicole Michelle Maloney. Emily Susan Maurice. Vanessa Mayhew. Also receiving a certificate in language documentation and revitalization, Mary Annie McCarthy. Curtis Jonathan McCrae. Olutito Tiwa Mebude. Also receiving a certificate in international learning, Vanessa Mendis. Sofia Mimovic. Patricia Hannah Mirasol. Amina Mohammed. Kate Mosley. Also receiving a certificate in sexuality studies, Aisha O'Brien. Isabel Brooke Oman with distinction. Abraham Daniel Paul. Andrea Maria Popovich. Nigel Ishmael Poskosil. Yudish Ramsamy. Ryan Edward Ridley. Jacqueline Renoa Rocha. Asia Suleiman Said. Teresa Marie Severin with distinction. Julia Evelina Sorensen. Alexis Marie Spence. Tsai Ning Sun. Dylan Sutherland. Amy Haijian Tan. Vanishta Sedin Isabella Marie Tanko. Xiao Tang. Chelsea Jeanette Teague. Ebilad Joan Toby. Kev Trueblood. Rian Susan Varghese. Receiving today, as well as her baccalaureate in arts, a certificate in community engagement and service learning, a certificate in international learning, and a certificate in sexuality studies, Julia Catherine Villoso. Neha Santosh Vevahare. Kate Louise Alferez Weser with distinction. Rose Wei. Macy Wong. Yo Wu. Dan Shu. Yan Yang. Yichen Yang. Avelino Zapanta. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art and Design, Chloe Renee Friesen with distinction. Renee R. Hart. Yunjin Cao. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Music, Rihanna Caitlin Burgess, also receiving a Bachelor of Education with distinction today. Lloyd Arthur Asuncion Ramirez. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Criminology, Tejpreet Kaur Bui with distinction. Another very busy graduate receiving a certificate in Applied Social Science Research, a certificate in International Learning, and a certificate in Community Engagement and Service Learning, Valencia Das. Alison Marie DeBille Brunette with distinction. Amrit Kaur Randhawa with distinction. Gurnupreet Singh Randhawa with distinction. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Design, Leninwen Soriano Poserio. Sanude Wetasinghe with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Jennifer Tupper and Professor Tracy Ravio, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Education and Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Sung Kyung An. After these doctors, maybe two. Michael Colin George Barrett. Sorry, Michael, this is Michael. Devon Chasen. Jing Tsui. Chase Marie Haldane. Zaro Bashir Hassan. Douglas Leong. Kenneth Charles Murdoch. Jasmine Alia Nathu. Gabrielle Nathalie Pelletier. Emily Melissa Pino. Shui Yu.
Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Education, Rebecca Lee Arthurs. Lila Jean Berg. Tessa Dakota Blazik. Jeremy Dale Block. Jamie Amanda Braybrook. David Andrew Brimacombe. Leah Ann Brown. John Cadman. Ashley Lynn Carter. Ryan Francis Childs. Sarah Chisholm. Miranda Helen Cecilia Cutarm. Charisse Robin Cutknife Hool. Haley Jordan Sear. Tori Gordon Bytel Dance. Daniel Jacques Dargy. Danica Janetta Denny. Sheila Ann Doherty. Amy Edmonds. Alexandra Muriel Elderkin. Elaine Marie Elizabeth Ernst. Amanda Maria Fraser. Luis Fernando Garcia Argueta. Andrea Christine Grant. Eve Alexandra Grimm. Yun Soo Ha. Amanda Harvey. Kathleen Mary Holmstrom. Stephen Casey Hurst. Chinteni Jayasuriya. Megan Catherine Kaminsky. Tanis Kara Klassen. Jasmine Kovaleski. Fuyao Li. Olivia Lubansky. Cameron Robert Makovichuk. Jacqueline Elizabeth McDonald. Terry Lynn Millick. Janelle Erin Monty. Lorelei Lindsay Morin. Landis R. Roan. Nicole Catherine Murray. Amira Nanis. Melissa Mary O'Connor. Farah Ray Olika. Adam James Pratt. Mark Ryan Prins. Michelle Pullis. Neosa Ann Priya Quinney. Amberly Rosalina Rain. Julie Reed. Kristen Kirk Reed. Jordy Ray Richardson. Benjamin John Rollins. Kelly Lynn Ann Ryan. Leslie Saddleback. Hannah Santilli. Jill McLean Schellenberg. Candace Melissa Scott. Sarah Majid Samin. Tanya June Shukalak. Kelsey Slater. George Adam Smaldridge. Ashley Mackenzie St. Germain. Giselle Leandra Strongman Swampy. Sarah Susi. Scott Jeffrey Taylor. Suzanne Tedesco. Melody Rhiannon Tower. David Tran. Jeannie Valley. Kyle Brandon Visser. Erin Eva Ward. Ryan White. Krista Leah Wigmore. Stephen Christian William Wolfe. Nicole Yvonne York. Emily Elizabeth Young. Rachel Diana Zakuski. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Library and Information Studies, Christopher Daniel James Blatch. Alicia Bacchus Vannin. Tracy Adelaide Chan. Bonita Gail Duick. Winston Chen Zhen Pai. Joelle Marie Reiniger. Sishu Zheng. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Jennifer Tupper, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Education. For the degree of Bachelor of Education, Jordan Logan Akamenko. Cassandra Bree Anastasio. Cecilia Duffier Assuming. Lisa Marie Bader. Roxana Basharpur. Rachel Ben Susan. Francois André Bougeot. Cassandra Jenny Cardinal. Amber Comden with distinction. Matthew Darnell. Jillian Sarah De Benedetto with distinction. Amy Lee Doreen Doucette. Sheldon Ajay D'Souza with distinction. Brandon Michael Descartes. Salam Sabrina Alcantar with distinction. Maxwell Klaus Fanta. Ashley Karen Ferentz. Jean Eliza Fisher. Marielle Lynn Gagna. Kedanikal Mezemer Gebresis. Kyle William Gerritz. Dante Surya Greenaway. Brooke Delaney Gannett. Kevin Wayne Jackson with distinction. Haley Elizabeth Jacob. Zania Gibran. Ramandeep Kaur. Cassidy Michelle Kavik. Grayson May King with distinction. Rainyaka Rishana Kumar. Stephanie Grace Ladan with distinction. Caitlin Ann McDonald. Emily Marie Mann with distinction. Zachary David George Maxwell. Emily Cora Barugu with distinction. Keenan Jeffrey James McDonnell. Amy Lisette Munoz Morales. Keon Jax Playford with distinction. Ken Caballero Puyat. Priya Wandawa with distinction. Michael Edgar Rochon with distinction. Anita Edith Roy. Michaela Dawn Sokowitz. Dylan Alexander Schofield. Halsey Jaylene Sears with distinction. Khalid Ayman Shaheen. Yasmin Shibli. Bethany Alexandra Ray Tarand. Taylor Don Trottier. James Patrick White with distinction. Callie Elizabeth Weeb. Sophie Catherine Wright. Anthony Yin. George Zhang. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Education, Aboriginal Teacher Education Program, Shaylin Marie Applegarth, with distinction. Regan George Felix Billingsley, with distinction. Joshua Emil James Blyan, with distinction. Niana Cardinal. Claytina Dawn Louise Buckskin, with distinction. Maria Elizabeth Bueller, with distinction. Shyla Evelyn Chesney, with distinction. Joyce Rosalie Cloutier, with distinction. Amanda Lynn Cross, with distinction. Melanie Faye Ellis, with distinction. Alana Jordan Erasmus, with distinction. Grace Lynn Flooney, with distinction. Linnea Doreen Lillian Hunter, with distinction. Caitlin Emma Jenkins. Megan Nicole Chris, with distinction. Mylène Lagacé, with distinction. Tracy Laurienne Messer, with distinction. Braden Russell Dale Omioso Steinhauer, with distinction. Nawal Kamal, with distinction. McKenna Rain Patterson. Amanda Mariah Lynn Proul, with distinction. Jenny Marie Roberts, with distinction. Talia Astral Robles Perez, with distinction. Taylor Schlenker, with distinction. Kaylee Christina Tangen, with distinction. Christine Michelle Irene Whitford. Kennedy Amelia Whitford, with distinction. Hannah Frances May Williams. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Vikas Mehrotra and Professor Tracy Ravio, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Business and Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Bandita Deka Kalita. Likang Ding. Niyusha Safarpur. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Raghav Agarwal. Abayomi Shamsuddin Arigbabu. Patrick Joseph Boyley. Tokeny Briggs. Andrea Denise Cisneros Rojas. Grant Michael Gabbert. Monica Kanadka Ganesh. Sayed Azhar Hamid. Matthew Fradyuk Horbe. Sina Khalilian. Patrick Julian Matala. Tea Hideko Mianega. Shuita Nair. Luke Vernon Penner. Andrian Danilo Prichliak. Antonio Pietro Sacomano. Jennifer Lynn Sine. Christopher Michael Smith. Lakdeep Singh Tour. Daniel Twaits. Nicole Adele Vestby. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Accounting, Bassam Abdo Al-Goumeh. Allison Margaret McDonnell Brown. Bronwyn Grace Campbell. Sajwal Dakal. Sibusisiwe Zingirai. Jie Fu. Xiaojun Guan. Fraser Giles McDonald. Ty Jeffrey McEwen. Ijadu Oniso Osa. Sarah Ray Parks. Lynette C. N. Tadoldi. Gracia Misingabo Shakatumba. Li Shun Sun. Xiao Zhao Wang. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Vikas Mehrotra, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Business for the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Shai Shivani Venkata Akshantala. Mohammed Arabi. Yassine Parker Bannery. Karine Matthew Young Benedicto. Carissa Servania. Gordon Ka Jun Cha. Abdullah Khan Chuktai. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Avneet Kaur Dillon. Endrit Dober Dolani. Isaac Gregory Ekwaru. Dawson Mitchell Fix, with distinction. Ji Yong Ha. Joshua William Hameluk. Also receiving a certificate in sustainability, Austin Gregory Hanlon, with distinction. Shang Shi Shu. Richard Jans. Shaylin Jatisha Karen. Minji Kim. Ronesh Kumar. Megan Chang Kwan, with distinction. Yunfei Liu. Alex Patrick Marangoni. Dylan Kobe Medina. Miguel Piolo Morales. Sadia Tabasum Muna. Mohammed Naeem. Carmen Kahe No. Ansh Parihar. Christopher William Pusey. Isabella Ray Robo. Rebecca Rubio Latorre. Aisha Zara Siddiqui, with distinction. Erica Smith. Donovan Cole Sullivan. Billy Trong. Christine Vu Franklin. Zhi Yue Wang. Aaron Tyler Wild, with distinction. Also receiving a certificate in Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Morgan Christina and Wolanski, with distinction. Yan Xin Xie. Gabrielle Elizabeth Yu. Also receiving a certificate in International Learning, Kathy Zhao, with distinction.
Éminent Chancellor, for the degree of, au grade de degré de Bilingual Bachelor of Commerce, baccalauréat bilingue en administration des affaires, Kali Linette. Éminent chancelier, au nom du professeur Jason Carey et de la professeure Tracy Ravio, j'ai l'honneur de vous présenter les personnes finissantes graduées de la Faculté Saint-Jean, Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, au grade de maîtrise en sciences de l'éducation. Jacinthe Diane Arsenault, Marie-Josée Fortier, Oussena Gogomou, certificat intégré supérieur en administration des affaires aussi. Pierre-Maxime Junot, éminence au grade de maîtrise en art. Marianne Turgeon, éminent chancelier, au nom du professeur Jason Carey, j'ai l'honneur de vous présenter les personnes finissantes du baccalauréat de la Faculté Saint-Jean au degré de baccalauréat en art. Mena Amafo Datson, aussi certificat en études internationales. Claudia Madeleine Dumont,
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Chris Anderson, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Native Studies. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies, Tomiko Peyton Johnson with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor John Parkins, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Augustana faculty. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Armandeep Kaur, Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Wenyu Gong. Kaylee Marie Slobodian with distinction. Larissa Ann Stevenson.
Éminent chancelier, au nom du professeur Jason Carey, j'ai l'honneur de vous présenter les personnes finissantes des diplômes du Centre collégial de l'Alberta du campus Saint-Jean. Pour le diplôme de technique d'administration des affaires, Ajaratu Diabagate, Aminata Kone, Lopou Christine Lama, Agnès Nikavagui, éminence, au grade de diplôme d'éducation à la petite enfance, supervision. Joyce Dadi Katula, Esther Akies Mpoa, Kachna Agnès Touo,
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you the remaining scholars whose names appear in the Convocation program, but who are not in attendance.
So to our graduates, congratulations, you made it. And to family and friends, please join me in a standing ovation to celebrate our graduates. You've got a lot of fans out there. And to our graduates, I think there's another group in the auditorium that also merits a standing ovation. So I invite you to stand in turn and thank your family and friends who sustained you through this journey. I'll second that. And so now it's time to turn our attention to the final part of today's ceremony. And before you are welcomed into the University of Alberta Alumni Association, I invite you to watch the screens for the presentation of a special video montage. And the song that accompanies the video, Je te retrouve, or I Remember You, was commissioned by Campus Saint-Jean in 2008 in honor of the university's centenary. I think it captures the hopefulness and potential of days spent at the university, and I hope it will spark many of your own memories. The song is also a display of U of A's talents. It was composed by Professor Emeritus and honorary degree recipient, Dr. France Levessa-Ouimet, and was arranged by U of A alumnus, Dr. Alan Bevan. And the recording is performed by Chorale Saint-Jean under the direction of Laurier Fagnon, and I have to tell you, it never fails to bring a tear to my eye. You're going to love this video.
Eminent Chancellor, thank you, merci. To the graduating class of 2024, you have shown incredible resilience, drive, and determination to be here today. Congratulations and welcome. My name is Dr. Paramita Chaudhary Basu, and I graduated from the University of Alberta in 2021 from the Faculty of Business. It is my honor to congratulate you on becoming a U of A alumnus and to officially welcome you to our alumni family. We are more than 300,000 strong, living in some 140 countries around the world. We are a supportive, proud, diverse, global network, collectively making extraordinary contributions to the alumni community, the university, and for the public good. Together, we are change makers, community builders, world shapers. Throughout the history of the university, our world has faced many challenges, but when we stand together, we generate the solutions that make us healthier, safer, stronger, and more just. We will always be seeking, always be challenging, and most of all, always be leading. Like our university, our alumni lead with purpose. Félicitations et bonne chance. Congratulations and best wishes in all your future endeavors.
Well, we're almost at the end. So in closing, I would like to offer a few words of thanks. First and foremost, to Dr. Jan Reimer. How does it feel, Dr. Jan Reimer? You are an inspiring example of leadership, service, and accomplishment. And in accepting this honorary degree, you bring great honor to the University of Alberta. And I just want to add that I hope this honor motivates and inspires others to continue the legendary work you have done in human rights, in the health and safety of women and children everywhere. Congratulations. I also wish to thank our talented vocalist, Mandy Meher, and the outstanding Convocation band under the direction of Dr. Thomas Dust. And I wish to acknowledge the hard work of the staff of the Office of the Registrar and Office of the Senate for the organization of today's Convocation and for keeping me in check and ensuring I'm standing at the right time. So thank you all. So congratulations, finally, to our graduates. Congratulations for all you've accomplished leading to the conferral of this degree. Your convocation today symbolizes what we can achieve together, how we can uplift the whole people, how we can continue to explore, and more important than ever, how can we steadfastly pursue the truth. In a world where misinformation travels at lightning speed, where populism and individualism prevails, where wars and violence continue unabated globally, and where our neighbors suffer from homelessness, despair, and mental and physical health challenges, you are the reason, and the only reason, we have hope. That with your education, you will work tirelessly to promote the truth, to bring unity, compassion, and kindness, and to be the leaders of transformation, innovation, and above all, truth. As you walked across the stage today, I saw and sensed your energy, your enthusiasm, and passion. And it brings such an amazing feeling of hope, and it inspires me to believe that the future is definitely in good hands. As you graduate today, I hope you remember that you're leaving our university not only with a degree, but with the opportunity and responsibility to do everything you can to make our families, our communities, and our world a better place. And we are counting on you to do that. I hope you feel incredibly proud of what you've accomplished in your years at university. You have spent hours, months, years listening, learning, digging into complex issues and topics, thinking critically about some of the most pressing issues of our time, sharing time with friends and colleagues, and preparing for whatever your journey will take you. In turn, we are incredibly proud of you, our newest graduates and alumni. Whatever path you choose, I can assure you that the University of Alberta will be there, cheering you on and celebrating your accomplishments and successes. Enjoy your celebrations, and thank you all.